Hello, I'm Jagan from Grow with Data. Welcome to the Crack SQL Interview in 50 question series. In this video series, we will practice 50 SQL questions across various topics. You can use the playlist Crack SQL Interview in 50 questions to follow the videos related to this series. If you go to the YouTube channel, if you go to the playlist, you have the Crack SQL Interviews in 50 questions playlist. Currently, we have 5 videos in this series. If you want to see the code, you can go to the description section, and in the code part, let me bring it this way. In the code part, you have the GitHub link. If you click on the link, it will take you to the code where you can find the create table syntax and then the SQL part of it. Right? Okay. So in this video, we are going to see the topics related to basic joins. So we are going to have more than one table, and we have to get the result by connecting those two tables. Let's start with the data set and we can talk about the question in detail. So we are given two tables, employees and EmployeeUNI table. So we are asked to find the solution to show the unique ID of each user. If the user does not have a unique ID, replace them with just show the null values. Right? So let's create the table. If you see the employees table, got the employee ID 1, 7, 11, 90 and 3. So what they are asking is to replace this ID with the unique ID which is in this table. So for 3, for Jonathan, we have to replace with 1. For Mayor 11, the corresponding unique ID is 2 here. So for Winston, the unique ID is 3. So 90 points to 3. But if you see Alice and Bob, there is no corresponding unique ID. So they ask us to show us null. Okay. So the expected result is going to be the unique ID and the name, which is like this. So for Alice and Bob, we have to show null. For other 3 users, we have to show the unique employee unique ID column, the second one. Okay. So before going into the solution, we talk about 4 basic joins, and out of that we can go in detail with the first 2 joins. So the inner join, left join, right join and full join. Okay. So I can create a separate video on the different types of join and how they behave, but for this question we are going to talk mainly about the left join. Before that, I tell you what is a inner join, and then you can go with the left join. Okay. Let's comment this out. Okay. So now we have 2 tables, right? One is employees, which got 5 records. Second one is employee unique ID, EmployeeUNI, which got 3 records, right? So now what they are asking is to get the unique ID from the EmployeeUNI table and the name from the employees table, right? So we just say select, we can do the columns later, we just join the employees table, say alias name E. When you want to join the table, we can define what kind of join it's going to be. Let's start with inner join. Okay, inner join EmployeeUNI U on, we give the alias name. Both the tables are connected by the ID column, right? So employees table have ID, the same ID is connected here to get the unique ID. So we just say u dot ID equal to employee table dot ID. So we are connecting this. So what they are asking, we have to bring in the unique ID from the employee unique table and then the name, right? So whenever you do a select statement, if you have more than one table, it's a good practice to use the alias name. So if any other developer who see the SQL, they can understand from which table you can you are bringing in the columns. Okay. So basically this is what the question is. Right? This is not the exact answer, but this is how the basic join works. So you have the main table, which is the primary table, you can say, and you have the secondary table. Okay. So this is the master and this is the secondary table. So what you are doing is we get the employee ID from this table and connect with the employee UNI table, and we get the unique ID and the employee name. Okay. When you run this, you get the 3 records, the Mir, Winston and Jonathan, and the IDs are the same 2, 3 and 1, but we are missing this 2. The reason is, for Alice and Bob, for Alice it's number 1, for Bob number 7. We don't have the corresponding ID in the employee UNI table. So what inner join will do is, it will get all the records in the employee table, go and check the employee UNI table based on the ID. If the ID exists in both the tables, right, if the join matches, then those record will be coming here. But our question is, show the unique ID of each user, which we did here. The second point is, if the user does not have a unique ID, replace just null, right. That means if Alice and Bob don't have the ID in the employee UNI, then you have to show null, you should not filter it out. So for that, what we should do? We should do a left join, right. Left join means it will get all the records from the employee table and go to the employee UNI table and check for every ID. If the value exists, then it will bring the unique ID. If the value don't exist, then it just shows null. If you see this, Alice and Bob, it shows null. If you want to see in more detail, you can say e.id. Okay. If you get this, see, you get all the records from the employee table. Alice 1, Bob 7, Mir 11, right. And then when it connects with the employee UNI table, if there is a reference there, if the ID exists in UNI, then it brings the unique ID. If there is no ID, then it will show the null values. That is the concept for left join. When you say left join, it takes the employees and then it takes the employee as a main table, and then it takes employee UNI as a secondary table. There are other joins like right join and full join, which we can talk in other videos. Okay. So whenever you are asked for a question, the main thing you have to see is which one should be the primary table, which one should be the secondary table, and what kind of join you have to use. Right. Left join means the left side of the table, right. From this join, the left side of the table is employee, which is the primary, and this is the secondary. The right, when you say right join, it should be alternative part of it, right. Okay. Since we talked about it, let's go with the right join also. When you want to do the right join part, what we have to do, we just change the employee UNI to the, sorry, this becomes secondary. When you say right join, this becomes secondary and this becomes primary. So you just say right join, you get the same record. So here the join, right, to the join, whichever is the right side becomes the primary, whichever is the left becomes the secondary, is completely opposite of the left join. When you say full join, every record in the left will connect with every record in the right, and then it will bring the record, which we will see in the later videos. But the most of the time, the preferable way of doing it is the left join, because in database like Hive, when you do the Presto SQL, the right join won't work as expected. They still have some issues. So left join is the most preferred option. When given option of left join and right join, I always go with the left join. Hope you like this video, and thanks for watching.